The other thing, we are almost done with our electronic version of the certification test. And I know I've been talking about this, that we're almost done for a while, but we have it. We have been testing it on our internal claims managers at self-insurance. We have also reached out to some external folks and they have went in and taken it. We've got some great feedback. And it's not just about testing the certification test and the online platform, but really testing our directions. It is something we've never done anything like it. It is more complicated than I realized it was going to be. We worked with our IT folks at self-insurance and at State Fund, larger L&I, making sure there's no security issues. There's some kind of getting rid of all those little roadblocks that we've had with it. So that's kind of where we are. We expect it to go out in the next couple of weeks. We're meeting about it next week. Next steps. We need to complete certifying our claims administrators, and we plan to do that by doing the electronic testing. We also intend to open up in-person testing once we're able to. I don't know when that'll happen, but we will let you know. We're going to be completing updates to our internal IT systems. We have a system called SICAT, Self-Insurance Claims Administrator Tracking System, where folks go in and apply to take the certification test and update their credits for continuing education. And we're also going to be using that to track third-party administrators and link the third-party administrators with their claims administrators. So we're working on updates to that system. And we're going to be reaching out later to the self-administered employers, asking them who are your certified claims managers, who are the folks in training to be a certified claims manager, because even though self-administered employers do not need to become licensed, we still need to make sure that they're using folks that are either certified or in training to become certified. And we will also be reaching out to in-training claims administrators to get to know where they are in their process. So that's more to come on that in the next few months. This went out May 17th, 2021, so just a couple weeks ago, and it pushed off the enforcement of everyone being a certified administrator until January of 2022, January 1st, 2022. So if you're worried, if you're not certified because we haven't had the test available and you're concerned about it, you have some time. We want to get folks certified as soon as possible, and we're going to be starting that very soon, but we have pushed off any enforcement of it until January next year. Is there any questions for me?
Yes. First question is, do medical only adjusters have to be certified if they are only handling minor medical only claims?
Yes, they do.
Common question.
Yes. Previously, they did not, but they do need to become certified now. And there's only a requirement for, like I said, we changed it to a 1-year requirement. The certification test was changed also in the last year, where it used to be set at a level of lead workers, trainers. Now it is at a competency level, and we worked with a PhD in psychometrics, basically a testing expert, and brought in some internal folks and some external folks from the self-insured community and worked on redoing our test. So yes, you would need to be certified.
And when you say previously, under the old rule, only one person at each physical location, right? Is that,
Right.
if I remember right, only one person at each physical location had to be certified. And so that was really the intent, is that the old test was testing for that top level executive, in essence, who really should know everything at that higher level, who's overseeing other adjudicators. So interestingly, that Oh, there's another question. Will people taking the test who fail still have to wait 6 months to retake the test given the new test and deadline for all examiners to become certified? I think you mentioned that that's been removed and you can take the test at the next available option, right?
Right, exactly right.
Yeah, and that's something that the department has worked with us on because it's the basis of if everybody has to be tested, well, we need to provide more opportunities. So we really appreciate that. Next question: will the department be sharing sample examinations or prior examinations so we can use them as a tool to prep for the test? If no, why not?
We are sharing some sample questions with the
Good.
Workforce Officers
Yep.
Association. And I did talk to Kelly. I don't know if she's got them to you yet, Lloyd, but I did ask her to share some.
Right, and we appreciate that. Next question: is there a separate test? Oh, I'm confused. Is there a separate test for MO adjudicators? Would the MOs need to take and pass the PPD compensation benefit section of the test?
Yeah, there's no different levels. It's something that was talked about, but it was decided to just keep one level for the adjudicators. There are questions about PPD compensation and calculating timeless on the certification test, but no, there's no different levels. So if a medical only adjudicator wanted to become certified, needs to become certified, they will have to take this test. But there is a 2-year period of them able to get the work experience, get the core curriculum. So they can work under a mentor for up to 2 years.
Yeah, and I think that was the original intent way back when all of these rules were being revised. The original intent was, let's take someone with no experience and give them opportunity to mentor and train throughout a course of a curriculum, and before we just give them a caseload to test their skills on, right? Next question: if an examiner fails a test, will there be a summary of what areas they failed?
Yes, as we've always done, a training section keeps the tests for, I think it's 2 weeks. So if you get your score and you didn't pass, actually we get people who get their scores did pass and still are curious about what parts do I need to work on. You can call the training section. Don't wait 6 months, do it within the first week or so of getting your test results, and they will give you the areas. They won't tell you the answers to the questions, but they'll give you the areas you need to work on.
And I think also you had mentioned before the other test, or the old test, was a 2-part test. This is just a single part test. There's no passing one side or the other and retaking half of it or whatnot. It's one test. And then I can answer this one: are there classes offered to prepare for the test? And the answer there is not yet. And so as some of us go through some of us in the industry have taken the new test, WSIA will be preparing a summary course. I think the important thing, and a question I often get, so an important thing to highlight, is that previously the department administered the test once a quarter. And so we would have a 2-day prep class 2 days prior to the testing date that quarter. Now with the new online test, you can take it anytime during the week. Is it still business hours Monday through Friday?
Yeah, right now it's business hours, or it will be when we open it up in a couple weeks, business hours Monday through Friday. They've asked the first little while we do the testing, we do it while there's someone available from self-insurance. So that's where it is now. Eventually, I'm hoping it will be offered on the weekends and everything.
Yeah, that's the long-term goal there.
Long-term goal.
But that's where we're going to be putting together a review course that can be reviewed on demand. Of course, the other thing to consider too is that this test is based on 72 hours of curriculum, that if we get someone who comes in from the beginning and goes through the 72 hours of curriculum, and if I've done my job properly, they should be able to pass that test, right?
That's right, Lloyd.
Okay.
We're going to blame it on you if anyone doesn't pass.
That's right. That's right. Here's a quick one. Is it all multiple choice?
No, it's not. There is some calculations. To be honest, I just took it this week. So
Ah,
there is a lot of multiple choice, and there are some also that are more calculation based, and you can skip around. So you can do what some folks did with the written test, where you kind of go to the hard parts first while your brain's still functioning well, and then come back and answer some of the more, I think, straightforward claim validity
mhm.
questions. So
Yeah, we've really worked with the department. I know the department has also taken into account the ease of taking the test and how different people test and learn and that sort of thing. So we appreciate that. Will claims assistants be required to be certified? So in some organizations, you have a claims assistant and a medical only adjudicator. So where's the line?
yeah, and I guess it would depend on what their job duties are. I would guess from employer to employer it might be different. If it's typing up letter or keyboarding, I'm old, I guess. If it's sending out mail and doing more administrative stuff, then they would not need to be come certified. If you have any questions, call training section and we can get those answered for you.
I think from my perspective, the way I see it is the general concept is, are they making a decision on someone's life?
That's a really good way to put it. If they're making claim decisions, they need to be certified.
Right. Okay. All right. We have a lot more questions here. Do we still have time? Where are we at on time?
I think we probably need to move on
Okay.
because I know Brenda has some really interesting information and so does Lene, and I don't want to cut them out.
Okay. There's one last question here that I just got to get in.
Okay.
Will the TTD LEP questions be based on regularly seen scenarios as opposed to the complicated and convoluted situation? I'm addressing the LEP question, which has been historically extremely hard and seemingly designed to trip people up.
LEP, I don't know if you can have something more complicated as a claims manager because you take everything that's, interesting and difficult about calculating wages and then time loss, and then you add in some other really interesting stuff and you do loss of earning power, right? But there is LEP on the test. I can tell you the intent is not to trip people up, but we do want to make sure that folks understand the concepts of paying LEP.
All right, let's see if we can just go through some quick answers on these, and we'll maybe just because I think some of these are important. Are accommodations provided for people that need them, similar to what schools do?
We will make accommodations whenever possible. So contact the training unit or contact me.
Okay, great question. What is the time limit for the test? It was 4 hours in-person testing.
It is still 4 hours. We honestly don't think it'll take most people 4 hours anymore, but we left the time frame as 4 hours.
All right. Are these exams expected to be scheduled for a specific day and proctored?
You go in, they are proctored. It's a little different. You have your webcam, and so they kind of watch you and listen to you. I dropped my pencil while I was taking the test, and they're like, can I help you? And I'm like, no, I just dropped my pencil. I need help. So it's a little different than anything I've done before, but you do go in, you pay the proctoring fee, you schedule the test, and you go in through it. And there's really good directions. Kelly's put some really good directions out there for you.
Sure. And I think an important thing to recognize too is that it's not the department proctoring the test. It's an independent third party.
It is.
All right. Is the LEP calculator fixed on the LNI's website? I think this is about the calculator wasn't working a couple weeks ago, and it is fixed again. I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yes, it was only down, I think, for about 3 or 4
Yeah.
hours. I don't remember why, but
Sure.
it was discovered and got fixed right away.
Well, we appreciate people often give me a heads up and I forward it on to the department. And sometimes you don't know if nobody tells you. So we appreciate that.
Yeah,
All right. All right. One last question. Why does the examiner have to ask, can the results just be provided automatically? Is that, I guess you would get your test score automatically.
You do get the test score automatically. We don't automatically provide the areas that folks want to work at because it's somewhat subjective. So yeah, just call the training unit if you have a question about what areas you felt, that you did poorly on, and we can give that information to you.
Some people just want to know, I passed, I'm moving forward. Other
A
people want
lot
to
of
know.
people just,
Yeah. All right. And then the question, what happens if there's glitches with the system? The organization that proctors this, that's what they do as a business. I assume they have processes in place.
Yes. And just contact Kelly Zimmerman at training and she can help you with that.
Sure. I think the department is taking an approach of, we want to help people get certified. We're not trying to find ways to trip you up or prevent you from being certified. We've changed the law and everybody has to be certified. If we don't make it possible for everybody to be legitimately certified, we're going to have a workflow problem. And so I know the department has taken that consideration. I appreciate that. So thank you so much, Starla. Those the shotgun questions there. I appreciate you going at it there. Who's next?